My God, there's so many just movie news breaking. So, welcome to Rise and Shine Movie News, where we're gonna have more Hunger Games, Neighbors 2, Robotech movie live action, spoilers for maybe Star Wars Episode 7 involving Luke Skywalker, and that's basically all I got for you today. Oh, and John Wick 2. But let's just go off to the Hunger Games real quick. Hunger Games, they're thinking about making more of these films, and they found pretty much a little loophole where they can do it. And that's most likely prequels, maybe sequels, but I don't think you're going to see Jennifer Lawrence come back as Katniss. I think that trilogy is over. It's not a trilogy, it's like quadruple. So I think that part of the story is basically over. But they're thinking about making prequels, which would make sense. I mean, you have Heinrich, Woody Harrelson's character, who, what's his story? What was it like when he went? I mean, he's all messed up at this point. I mean, you could do a lot of things with the prequels. I think a lot of people are, clamoring for more of the Hunger Games story, more of everybody against everybody. Not necessarily the revolution. I think the last movie did make the most money in the U.S., but it started off in a slow kind of start. So, and a lot of people don't really like the last book, but no spoilers there. I never read the book. I know what happens, but I'm not going to say anything other than that. Does it make sense for them to make more movies? It does. I mean, this is a juggernaut. I believe is a Lionsgate. I mean, come on. If a franchise makes money, they're going to make more movies. So that gives me to the next story, and Neighbors 2. Everybody's coming back. Seth Rogen, Zac Efron, some of the old fraternity boys, Rose Byrne's coming back. Neighbors 2. I don't know why, because it made money, but I don't think we necessarily need a Neighbors 2. I mean, it was perfect the way it was. It was a very funny movie. I thought it was one of the best comedies of last year. But, of course, they want to make another sequel, so we're getting that. What's it going to be about? I'm hearing that it's going to be about basically a girls' fraternity living next door, and so they pretty much call on for Zac Efron for help. Names are being floated. Emma Stone, Rebel Wilson, of course. Maybe Kat Dennings, like House Bunny. Maybe we'll get a House Bunny versus pretty much Neighbors. We'll see. Maybe Anna Faris might be in it. I don't know. But if Emma Stone's in it, she's always funny. She's very likable person. So I can see that happening. We'll see. Rebel Wilson, she'll fucking take anything. Rebel Wilson, yeah, she'll take anything basically. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not really, my expectations will probably be low because, come on, I don't think Neighbors really needs a sequel, but it is what it is. The sequel I'm looking for is John Wick 2. Now I believe, I thought it was one director. I think it's two directors now. That did that movie, that film. They're coming back on board for John Wick 2. I cannot wait. I watched it again once it hit DVD. I watched it at least twice now. The action sequences are just breathless. I got my friend to watch it. He said it was an amazing movie as well. He really loved basically all the action. If you're an action junkie, that is one of the most impact action movies of last year. But I know The Raid 2 is talked about as one of the best action movies to ever be made. I still have yet to see it, so right now John Wick is number one at me, but until I see The Raid 2, we'll see. So John Wick 2, cannot wait to see a sequel. Please change the name, though. It did make some money, but I really think the biggest, if you have a name and you put it John Wick on it, I don't think a lot of people are going to go watch just because of the name alone. I learned in film school basically everything matters, every little detail. So John Wick, change the name, and can't wait to see what they come up next. Hopefully it's a step up and not a downgrade, or hopefully it keeps the level of intensity still there because I really enjoyed John Wick. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You could do a lot with that world. Now, moving on from that, what should we talk? Robotech. Let's talk about Robotech. Robotech, I believe Tobey Maguire's producing company had the rights. The rights were going everywhere and stuff. Excuse me. But Robotech, I think I watched maybe a movie once, a long time ago. It was like a CGI movie, so I don't know too much about Robotech. I know it's basically a popular anime. I know there's a lot of fucking Robotech series out there. I believe it's that. But yeah, it's getting a live action. The movie Mama, the director who did that, he's a Spaniard. He's gonna be directing this film, and we'll see, and the people who were the producers and stuff who were on 300 Rise of the Empire is going to be, help making this film as well. It's pretty much their passion project or their baby. We'll see. Like I said, I don't know too much about Robotech, other than maybe that movie I saw, and it was whatever. It's okay. I'm surprised they're going for Robotech. I'm surprised they don't try to get some Gundam rights. Gundam is a huge popular series. I'm surprised we haven't seen. If they're going to go anime, I'm surprised we're not getting Gundam. Now, the interesting part about this news is that we're seeing little by little anime adapt to live action. We've had Dragon Ball Evolution. We had Speed Racer. We had basically last year. Was it last year? I think it was last year's. Edge of Tomorrow, which that was the way to make an anime adaptation. That was the perfect example of being a great film. And then you have, little things. I mean, they're trying to get that Akira movie going. I don't know if it's ever, it's going to be made, but I don't know if it's going to be ever made like very soon. I think they're waiting for Ghost in the Shell, because Ghost in the Shell is coming out with Scarlett Johansson. I think it will be a draw because of Scarlett Johansson's name on there, but is it going to be a great movie? That is yet to be seen. I have high hopes for Ghost in the Shell. I really wanted Steven Spielberg. I think he's producing it. I really wanted him to direct it. So, because look at Minority Report. That's basically Ghost in the Shell waiting to happen. So we'll see on that aspect, and we'll see what the rest of the casting is Ghost in the Shell. But Akira, they're definitely waiting to see how that goes. We'll see how Akira goes. But yeah, they're really pulling triggers on anime to go onto live adaptation, Americanized. I think Warner Brother has Death Note, I believe, and I think they want to make that as well. We'll see. It's exciting for us anime community fans to see anime, try to get into a wider audience, definitely get into the movie industry. I think that's the way to go. After we have superheroes right now, but I think a lot of people want to see something different. Anime gives you that. It has rich storytelling, but you have to do it right, and you do have to make changes in order for it to not be too comical. So we'll see how everything goes, but very interesting. Robotech is getting a live adaptation, American, and Attack on Titan is over there at Japan, and I believe it's being released this year. Let's see how that does, and I'm pretty sure somebody's going to want to pick up Attack on Titan. That would be an amazing live action movie. It would be a lot better than fucking Jack and the Giant Killer. Now, last bit of news, Luke Skywalker. Now, if you don't want to hear these potential spoilers, then please go on to my other videos, and thank you for listening. But basically, going in it right now. So basically, Luke Skywalker, like I've been saying, I'm calling it, they're saying that his son is Domhnall Gleeson. That's the guy who was in Broken. That's the guy who's in, is it About Time? Something like that. About Time. He was in Harry Potter as well. He's going to be an Ex Machina coming up. They're saying that he's the son, but what's crazy is he's like pretty much a double spy. He was with the rebels, then he's with the Empire. Now he's like kind of neutral on everything. Excuse me. And they're saying that he pretty much is the one that kind of like awakens the kind of the Force. It's been said that Luke Skywalker might be, recluse and stuff, but guarding an ancient Sith tomb. A lot of things swirling around, but the main point is Domhnall Gleeson could be Luke Skywalker's son. I'm saying it is his son. Now, the double agent, him maybe being a villain towards this next saga, that's interesting. That'd be an interesting play. I would really think they would, for Domhnall Gleeson, if they're going to bring him in and they're going to have him as Luke Skywalker's son. I know Mara Jade is a very popular character, and I would have loved to see her on the big screen. But I think to pretty much, if you know Mara Jade's backstory, I think they're going to play Mara Jade's backstory, but, they rewritten, they twisted it up a little bit. But it's going to be somewhat of Domhnall Gleeson's backstory, maybe. Like, where a story as well. Maybe like Domhnall Gleeson, was for the Empire, but now is in the Rebels. Just the switch where Mara Jade, she was pretty much the right hand woman of Darth Vader, but Luke Skywalker changed her mind. There's that whole storyline there. Luke, like, she kills a clone of Luke, this and that. Whole backstory of the expanded universe that's not canon anymore, but like I said, they're pulling stuff from those those expanded universes, Star Wars expanded universe in this film. As you can see, one of the Sith lords that was from the books, I believe, or in the game or whatever. So we'll see. I really think a little bit of Mara Jade's background stories is going to be in the Gleason character, but we'll see. I still think Luke Skywalker will have a son in this film. It would be really sad if he didn't, though. It would be really sad if nobody really passed the torch. At least a daughter. Somebody. Children would have been nice for Luke Skywalker. We know, and Han and Leia, like, only a daughter. We don't even know if that's really their daughter, Daisy Ridley. We don't know really too much confirmed information on the Star Wars Episode 7. That's what's great about it. You don't know what's real, what's not. Once you get into that theater, the cards are all going to be laid down on the table, whether it's going to be good or not. So thank you guys for listening. That's all out of the Rise and Shine movie news I got for you. And let me know your thoughts on a lot of the stuff I just spoke of and the Star Wars stuff. Please have, put spoiler and make sure, people won't be, just warn them about the potential spoilers of Star Wars. But what do you think about the other news? John Wick 2, Neighbors 2, Hunger Games, and Robotech. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Please subscribe. Please like. And I'm out.